Hey guys, it's Cade here with Jared Pennington in the Caufield Media, powered by Laris Motorsports, Motorsports Insurance Media Den. Up here, we're going to interview Jared. We're doing this little Meet the Staff segment. Now, I kind of chuckle at that because everybody already knows pretty much everything they want or need to know about Jared. So this interview is probably going to be a little redundant because you're probably going to know everything we're going to say, but I'm sure Jared's got just a little bit of inside information he can share with us. So, Jared, this weekend has obviously been a full weekend. We've been blessed with many, many entries, many entries. You know, it just is what it is when it comes along that. Obviously, it's a good thing. We love people coming out to the race. It obviously reflects on you and Steve very well that so many people want to be involved in this event. Can you talk first about how the event has progressed from the early days? I know you and Steve did the interview, but could you ever see it having so many entries and so many people here at this point from where you started?
No, we couldn't see it lasting 4 or 5 years, much less to year 19 and have this kind of momentum, Kate. It's unbelievable what the racers have created. Steve and I get patted on the back a lot for this event, man. We appreciate it. You guys have created something huge. We built it, but the atmosphere and the culture here has been created by great staffs that we bring with us, Bristol Dragway brings with them, and these racers. I mean, the racers go back, talk to their friends, their family, and they're like, I got to be there. I'm there next year. We get tons of new racers every year. Some people fall off. Some people come in new. So, you know, it's just amazing that the racers have invested so much in this event. It's a lot of time, money, and effort, and they do it every year and spend their investment with us. And, you know, it's humbling. The early years were a lot different. We hope we get better every year. And I feel like here in year 19, not trying to brag about it, but I feel like this is our best product for sure.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree more. And obviously that translates into the 5-day event that we're going to have next year, and we'll talk a little bit about that later.
Sure.
But something that people probably don't realize, and it's with anything that at any event you put on, whether it's a football game, whether it's a race, you know, anything. Can you tell the racer just a little bit of what your day-to-day is outside the months of the race? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? What are you getting ready? What has to happen to make this event possible?
Well, it's a ton of work for Steve and I both. Steve handles the business end of our racing operation, of our promotions, and you know that's a chore in itself. There's a lot of paperwork and there's a lot of detail that goes into that, and Steve and Shonda handle that and handle it very, very well. So I can focus on the promotion end. I manage our Facebook page. I take care of any messaging that comes to the World Footbrake Challenge. I talk to our sponsors. I do that in the fall, get with our sponsors, try to get them lined up for the following year's events, you know, update them about how the events went this particular year, and, you know, would ask for their support in the following year. Talking to new sponsors about some opportunities to come on board. I'm talking to Trey Hatcher here at Bristol Dragway about details and things that we might want to change a little bit, or he might be talking to me about things they want to change. The World Footbrake Challenge and our brand, along with the Labor Day Footbrake Challenge and now the Thanksgiving Footbrake Challenge, it's a full-time job. I mean, it really is. It's tremendous amount of hours and questions and, you know, trying to build the brand and improve the brand awareness. So day-to-day outside of the racing, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, it's busy.
Obviously, you're my uncle, so I'm around you.
Sure.
A lot more than most of the people here. So I see it. You know, I see you're on your phone checking your messenger. And, you know, I've been at the house several times, even been involved in a few of the live streams that you do when you raffle off entries and such. So I know you're constantly thinking on how you can improve the event and working towards making each event better than the last. When you first got started out, did you realize it was going to be as much work, or were you blind to the whole thing?
No, I was definitely blind to it. You know, nobody knows what they don't know.
Sure.
And I learn something every year. We've learned something this year. We've never had perfect weather forecast. And in our previous 18 years, it's always rain chances. There were none of that this year. So we didn't know the impact that perfect weather has on our event. it has a huge impact on it. It brought out some extra customers that we were not expecting, and it's made this thing very, very large and hard to manage and make sure that we deliver the experience that the racers expect and deserve. So, no, in the early days, it was probably as much work because Steve and I did it all. We didn't have support around us and help. You know, we now have our wives, we have our family. You know, my wife, Jenny Moe, sits at the front gate and handles tabs and those things. She greets the customers when they come in, and Shonda handles the payouts and gamblers' entries and, you know, making sure that tabs are wrapped up properly and those things for Steve and I. So, you know, having our wives and our family involved is something that I'm not sure we ever really envisioned, but it made our product better. You know, having Jenny and Shonda handling the business end while we're here has made our product better because they're invested.
Sure.
It's important to them that our customers are happy because they are fully invested in the outcome. And, you know, it just shows in the product and how much it gets better each and every year.
Before we hop off here, can you talk a little bit about the 5-day event next year, how you thought of that, where the idea came from, and kind of how you think it's going to go?
Sure. You know, Steve and I don't have egos. We might look that way because we try to do things different from time to time. We try to do things that somebody hasn't done. And that tends to make people think you have a big ego. But that's not the case. I think our $20,000 payday format for our big races shows that we're not trying to outdo anyone. We just want to be the best we can be. And here we are in 20 years, at the 20-year mark coming up next year, and really just wanted to do something special that Footbrakers have never gotten to do. There was a lot of speculation about, okay, you're going to pay this huge purse, you're going to pay 50s like you paid 50 back in the early days, a couple of years. And we just thought, this format fits our customers. I mean, I wish this camera could turn and look out in the pits, and there's a lot of people that's gone home because it's Sunday evening, but still a lot of people here.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's just, I guess it's really cool that it has this much momentum, and we decided something special this year would be, or next year would be, a Footbrake 5-day. Our format's been 4 days. We start on Thursday with test and tuning gamblers, and then we run 3 20s. Well, we're going to start on Wednesday with test and tuning gamblers and run 4 20s, Thursday through Sunday. We're going to have a gamblers race Wednesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night. So we're going to have 7 races for these great Footbrakers to spend a week here in Bristol getting a Footbrake race, not having to watch any dragsters burn across the line and take 3 days to back up and stage and flicker the bulb and turn the wheel. They're not going to have to listen to any stutter boxes. They're not going to have to watch anybody launching with a trans brake. It's their racing that they have built. It's Footbrake. It's hand-eye coordination. It's the way God intended it. And it's going to be darn cool. And the reception so far has been incredible.
Well, Jared, I know I'm looking forward to being here. I know you're looking forward to sitting down, taking a little breath after it's all said and done with, because I know you enjoy it while it's happening, but boy, is it some weight off your shoulders when it's successfully completed, and I know that's a tremendous amount of stress and also excitement that you deal with at points throughout the weekend, which is obviously expected. So, you know, I couldn't think of a better person to kind of lead the operations day to day here. I know you and Steve are a 50-50 mesh team.
Yes.
You know, and it couldn't happen without either one of you. You know,
Most definitely.
Without one, you couldn't have the other, and that's absolutely the case here. And it's absolutely the case in the early days too. So, Jed, we appreciate everything you do for the racer, for the staff, and for the race. And we'll see what comes of the 5-day next year. Hopefully, we'll be standing right here and talking about how successful it was. So,
well, we can't wait. It's something new for us. Our great partner at BTE, our title sponsor for all 19 years of our existence, has already committed to some special things for the racers. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be really neat, Cade. I'm getting chill bumps literally right now just thinking about how awesome it's going to be next July. But that's next July, and we've got 7 weeks before the Labor Day Footbrake Challenge comes up right back here at Bristol. So there will be a little cool down time when I get home, try to get unloaded from this event, and then get focused on Labor Day and make sure that we give the Labor Day customers our absolute best.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you coming up here, Jed. We'd like to thank Laris Motorsports Insurance for making this interview and all Caufield Media content possible this weekend.